Hi, hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome, welcome. I'm very excited to be here. I just want to make sure that you can hear me. So either put in the chat or someone can just unmute themselves and just let me know that you can hear me. So I'll know. Okay, perfect.
Hi, Michal, we can hear you.
Okay, perfect. I'm thinking maybe we should wait another maybe 1 minute just to make sure that whoever wanted to join can join. So let's just, take 1 more minute. But if you are willing to drop in the chat where are you from and how old are your children, that will be great because that will also will allow me to make sure that I'm focusing on the age group that most of the group, the children are. So just drop in the chat where are you from and how old are your children? So whoever wants to join in that will be perfect. And I'm going to see if I can see everyone's that join. Great. Perfect. So we'll wait about maybe like 15 more seconds and then I'll start. All right, so I see that we have from California. That's perfect. I'm from New York, but I'm going to talk about that in a second. Okay, so I'll start, and I know that this workshop is also being recorded. So everyone, if someone could not attend, then they will be able to watch the recording. So welcome, everyone. And thank you so much for being here. I'm very excited to be here with you. And I actually want to start by first thanking ParentGood for hosting this workshop and really providing the parent community such great information regarding sexual education. And I want to present myself. My name is Michal Greenberg-Cohen. I'm a parent sex educator, and I help specifically, mainly mothers to to have better connection with themselves and their teenagers so that they can have effective and empowered and intimate conversation with their teens around sexual topics such as porn exposure, LGBTQ+, and all the other topics as well. And I am also a positive discipline parent educator, and I love to add the mythology of positive discipline to talking about sexual education because I really think that supports parents. Also, I am a mother of 2 teenage boys. One is 13 and one is 16. So I definitely understand the difficulties, the challenges that many parents have. And I live in New York City, as I mentioned before, and also not relevant for this workshop, but I'm also a puzzle geek. I love doing puzzles. 1,000 pieces is really my jam. So that's in a nutshell about myself. And I also want to share with you my intention with creating this workshop and really being here on the ParentGood platform. So first of all, my intention for this workshop is for that to be interactive workshop, because I believe that, and I was doing a lot of webinars and lectures to parents around sexual education, which I think is important and great. But I really believe that, and also as a parent, that we really get much more, information or tools, and we can be more proactive when it's not only the listening mode, when it's not only you're coming here and just listening to me, because I don't want to drop on you a lot of information that at the end of the session, you will not even know maybe what to do with all that information. And I build this interactive workshop to really allow you to go step by step in thinking and understanding what is important for you to share with your child and how to do that. And this is why it's a 3-part series. So you're not gonna get all the information today because I don't think it's actually possible. So really today it's having or building the foundation. And then next week and the following week, we will really dive deeper into the sexual education topics themselves. So today is really the foundation. And I would love you to participate and to talk. You can unmute yourself and speak. And also you can just share on the chat. So I'm really inviting you all to be part of this workshop. And also, usually I do it on Zoom and I have my slides, but I'm very excited to do this in this ParentGood setting, but you will see me holding paper because I need my notes. And this is why it might, look like that, but so please also be a little patient with me and we'll go through that together. I'm just checking that I didn't forget anything. And I also want to acknowledge the space and know and let you know that I'm aware that we are going to talk about sexual topics. And this is a sensitive topic. And also this is being recorded. And this is why any question that's going to be asked, any share that's going to be shared, we're not going to name anyone. So everything is going to be completely anonymous so that when it's going to be recorded, so it's going to be shared again as a recording, no one will know the names. The only person they're going to see is me. So I really want to encourage you to participate, to ask questions, and to share. Okay, so let's dive in. And I want to start by coming from a place that many times when we think about our teenagers or our tweens, many times we think that maybe there is something wrong, either with us or with them. Maybe there's like a problem. And many times we think it's only unique to us. But actually, in many occasions, it's happened in many other homes, and our experience is not really unique to us. And what I want us to do now is I want to ask you to share with me what are the challenges that either you currently navigating with your tween or teen about related to sexual topics, or that you have concern or you are worried about that you will need to deal with regarding your teen or twin. So that's where you come in, and you can either unmute yourself or write that in the chat and I'll read it. But I really want to hear from you. What will be the challenges that you believe that you might face? And I'm going to write that on the board so we can all see that. So whoever wants to start, please start. All right, challenges related to sexuality, sexual topics. There is no right and wrong. No judgment here. Exposure. And what do you exposure to, like specific exposure to what? What will be like the exposure? Okay, so there is, exposure to pornography, perfect. Okay. Okay, perfect. What else? And you can also just unmute yourself and say what you have in your mind. So you don't need to state your name. So what else when it comes to challenges around sexual topics? I'm sure there are many. So I know there are many, but what would come for you? What would you say is a challenge? right? I'm just, since society is pushing sexism, is even cartoons now. How do I explain questions about LGBTQ plus? All right. So can we take like challenges as for us as like talking about, so it could be like talking about LGBTQ, but also, can I also add, that there is even a challenge for our teens or tweens might be even like figuring out like their identity, right? Like, would you also add that as a challenge? Beyond the conversation for us, like even like the challenge for them. I see that you can see like everything that I wrote. Sorry. So I'll add even like, figuring out. Maybe I will put sexual orientation plus identity. Identity. Okay. Right. What else? What might be like more challenges for our teens that they might have? What would you say? What will be more challenges?
Sexual relationships. I mean, we want them to do it when the time is good for them and not to be, pressured by the society or anything.
So maybe like challenge, like maybe when they are ready, like what is the time that, how can they know that they're ready? That might be a challenge.
Yes.
Okay. So I'll put like, am I ready? So let me just, okay. So I'll put, am I ready? Okay, perfect. Right. All right. So I see also in the chat about talking about relationships. Okay, so maybe challenge could be like how to understand different type of relationships. So I can put that, understanding different type of relationships. How about can I put unsafe sex, right? Like that might be a challenge for them, right? That they will actually experience unsafe sex. How much privacy to give them and what? Okay, so I see also. Okay, so I love the privacy, but I think I'm gonna put a little tweak to it and just call it boundaries, right? Like, us giving them boundaries, but also for them to understand their boundaries and how to take care of their boundaries. I hope it's okay. All right, so I put boundaries, which is great. And also I'm putting safe sex, unsafe sex, unsafe sex. So we have unsafe sex. That might be, that's a real challenge for us as parents and also for them. Maybe one more. Anyone wants to offer one more challenge? And, think about them starting dating. And I know sometimes it's hard for us to think about this for our children, but what might be a challenge for them as they navigate through romantic relationship?
I think body image is also a part of the.
Yeah, perfect. So I'll put like low body image.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Low body image. I love that. And also, can I put STIs? STIs is sexual transmitted infection. It used to be STDs, which goes for disease, but there is a stigma around disease, so they change it to STIs for infections. So I'll put STIs. Also, I'll write STDs so it can remind us. But that also might be a challenge. And I'll put one last thing, and then we'll continue, but I think it's also important. I really like, when I thought about it, to put like shame and guilt, right? Like that might be something very heavy for them, like the feeling of shame or guilt as they go through romantic relationships. So I'll put shame or guilt. Okay, perfect. So as you can see, there are many challenges that either we as parents are going to have with our children, and also they are going to have. It's like real challenges for them as well. And I want you to also feel like get connected to the fact that it's not unique only to your child or to your household, but it's really something that most parents will experience or going to talk about it in one point with their teenager as they go through adolescence. So, or I want to say like maybe even like coming from a place of we want to talk about those. So, so those are the challenges. And what I want you actually to do now is, let's put that aside for a second. And now I want you to imagine your child as they are now 25, maybe 28, and they come in to visit you, and you're very excited because they are no longer living at home. They have their own place, and you're going to chat with them, and you open the door and you welcome them in, and think about your son or daughter at that age. And I want you to think about what would be the life skills, but in terms of, healthy sexuality characteristics that you want them to embody as they are like that age. And maybe they are already in a relationship, or maybe they are experiencing things. What do you want them to be and to have at that age? All right. So think about like the life skills, the the healthy sexuality characteristic you want them to have. So let me know, what do you think? What do you want them to have? When, again, imagine your child, now they are adult. And you can think about the challenges and think about the life skills as you think about what you want them to have.
Confidence, right? What else? What do we want them to have? And also to understand when it comes to healthy relationships and, healthy sexuality.
Knowledge.
What do you mean about knowledge? What kind of knowledge?
Like they understand the concepts of like having sex with a partner, and what would be the safe way to have it, and also like the how will affect their life in the later on if they go with a permanent partner. So and also not having so many partners at the same time or keep changing them. So these are very important things that they should be avoiding to me.
Okay, so allow me just first, let's talk about safe sex, right?
Okay.
And then also, maybe we'll call what you just said in terms of just being aware of their decisions, or even like making like positive decisions, or like the best decisions for themselves. So like make sure that they are like they understand the impact of their decisions.
Right. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Understand the impact of their decisions. Okay, perfect. What else?
If their partner, like if they have like an aggressive partner or something like that, I want them to be strong, to know what is good or wrong, and to be strong to just walk away of this situation, and to know that they deserve to be loved by someone that is. I don't know if it's a part of the thing, but
Right. So I think that first of all, I think confidence gives you that, but also I think that maybe like know how to live unhealthy situations. Will that?
Yeah.
Okay. How to end unhealthy situations. And I love that because, sometimes we don't want them to be in an unhealthy situation, but many times like we can control that. And it's really about having like for them to know how to end that situation. Like that's really like the powerful thing that we wish that they have. And I see that also in the chat, there is healthy boundaries in their relationships and also with themselves. I love that. So I'll write healthy boundaries. Okay, great. Anything else? Can I add, be comfortable with their sexual identity and sexual orientation? I think that we really want, no matter what it is. Yes. Okay, perfect. So like, comfortable with identity. Sorry, I'm just writing, and sexual orientation. Okay. Anything else before we talk about that? Okay, perfect. So as you can see that we all have challenges, and we all have things that, and I'm sure that any parent will agree to anything that we wrote here. We have the things that we wish our kids will have as they become an adults in terms of their sexuality and the things we want them to embed. And what I want you to think about is, I want you actually to think about the adolescent time as an option, actually, because it brings the challenges. So I want you to think about the adolescent time as an opportunity, actually, to use the challenges as a way to teach, model, and practice the life skills, right? So sometimes we actually think about the challenges and we don't know what to do with it. But I want to give you another way to look at it and think about, okay, how I can take this challenge and really make that a life skill for my child. And I also want to acknowledge the fact that we're talking about sexuality. So, when I say, hey, you need to model it, then you probably will be like, well, Michal, but how am I supposed to model that? Most of the stuff related to sexuality is private and it's sensitive. And maybe, you feel uncomfortable or awkward to talk about that. And I get it. But I also believe that we have plenty of opportunities to actually use challenges. And it doesn't need to be something that we actually do, but we can use a lot of like things that happen in the news, things that we read about, that we can actually bring to the table and bring and talk with our son or daughter about. And I want to share with you an example. So I read on one of the social media platforms about a boy that had a sleepover with a girl. And during the sleepover, they cuddle, they hug, they pet one another. And then in the morning, as he was planning to leave, he came to the girl and he was about to kiss her. And guess what? She freaked out and she yelled at him, and then she shamed him on social media. And I shared this story with my boys like that. And then I asked them, what do you think about this situation? And they said, poor guy. And I said, okay, like I can really relate to the fact that he was probably felt like really bad because there was like no bad intentions behind it. But I also asked him, what went wrong? Like, what do you think happened? Why this happened? And they both said he didn't ask for consent. So yes, like the first thing I said was like, yes, like they got it, right? Because they get consent. But it was a place for me to have the conversation around like, so how do you get consent? Or you know, the fact that you hug with someone, does it mean that you can then kiss them? Or like, why it's so hard to ask someone if you can kiss them, right? So it's like, it allowed me just to have this conversation, because probably the first time they're going to kiss a girl, I'm not going to be there and say like, hey, you need to ask for it, right? So and they have never saw me like first time, you know, asking or being asked, not to mention that it was not in our time that no one asked. But I really think that having this conversation created a place for my boys to see a scenario, and it was real, and to talk about that. So I want to invite you to really think about, where do you have in your life opportunities to think about the challenges, and then really have conversation with your son or daughter to think about how that can support them in their life skills. And I also want to add that another thing that we really need to remember is that during adolescence, our children are developing very fast. Like the brain develops, they have all those sex hormones like coming around, and their body starts to regulate it. So they have, they have more potential for risk. There are more risk takers, and this is all appropriately developed, right? So that, you know, their challenges could be like really real in every moment for them. And we need to understand that, to understand that it's like, it's normal to have those challenges. It's really about the question, what we do with the challenges, how we communicate with the challenges. And this is why, by the way, if you will think about the challenges and really think about, okay, what do they need to know and how I can help and support them for them to be this healthy adult when they're 25, when they're 28, so that you won't get stuck in seeing them in like 13 or 16, but really think about, now they're adults, how I can support them in that path. And I wanna read to you a part from Dan Siegel. He wrote a book called Brainstorm, and I heard it from another educator, and I really, really loved that. So I decided to share it with you as well. So he wrote, adolescence comes with changes in the brain that includes an increase of impulsivity, which means doing without thinking or reflecting, and hyper-rationality, which is doing things after considering and reflecting, but weighing the pros it will probably work out okay, heavier than the cons, meaning, which is maybe it won't work out okay. They are wired to think, I can probably get away with it and it will probably work out fine. Couple that with a drive for novelty seeking, turning towards their peers, hiding emotional response, and pushing back all things parents and status quo, no wonder that we are all left feeling that wobbly experience trying to be our best. So we are all in this together. And really it's about, again, taking the challenges and seeing them as an opportunity to support them in their path to positive sexuality. So I'm going to pause for a second and open the door for questions. You can either unmute yourself, ask a question, or you can put a question in the chat. And also I'm going to use the time to drink because I need to drink, and every evening I drink tea, also in my workshops. So just, let me know if you have any questions. It's quiet. So we will, in a second, we'll move to our next activity. But again, I need one more sip, so you have more time to ask questions if you have any. All right. Okay, so we're moving to the next activity, and I really want to say thank you for everyone who shared and participated in the previous activity. And I'm going to keep this on because I really, I want to use it also in our following sessions because I think it's important. I see that there is a question, so give me a second. Okay, what age will be a safe age to start the sexual relationship? To start the conversation or to start being in a sexual relationship? Just, I need this definition. Like, are you asking when to start talking about it, or what is like an okay age to start being in a sexual relationship? Okay, both. Okay, so I'm gonna answer this, and then we're gonna move to the next activity. But also I will wanna say that in a way, I'm thinking about talking more about relationship in the next workshop, but just to answer this question, okay, to talk about healthy relationship, I think that we should definitely start talking in a younger age, even before the age of 10. I just want to share with you that children by the age of 8 should know how babies are made, meaning, and they are able to understand that a penis go into a vagina. There are other ways, but the biological way is penis go into a vagina, and the penis has sperm. Inside the female body, there is the uterus, and there is the ovaries and the fallopian tube. So they can know, there is an egg, and the sperm meet the egg, and there is a baby in the female uterus. So children by the age of 8 are able to understand that, and they should know that. And when it comes to relationships, I actually think that this is something that we teach them all the time. Like, I am a huge supporter of the consent conversation, as you can see. But also, I believe that this is something that we as parents, we need to ask for consent when we hug our kids and kiss the kids. And also among themselves as friends, just really let them know that no means no. And they need to ask for permission for any activity, and including that involves touch with their friends. And I think that as they grow, then, depends on where they are in their relationship and what they're experiencing. This is where we can also grow with the conversation about relationships. And really, keep checking in. And the more that we are more used to having a conversation, then as they grow, it's just easier for us. It keeps being like okay for us to be in that conversation. And I want to say regarding what is a safe age to start being in a sexual relationship, I want to say that in a way, it's a value question, because there is no, like, I can give you the statistics, right? So in the US, the average age for first time having intercourse is 17. So that's the average age in the US, according to the statistics. But it's really about your home values. Like, what do you believe is the right age? And what do you believe is the right age for your child? Because we all have different children and we all have different values. And it's really about sharing with your son or daughter what is your values, and also share about why you believe like this is the age. What's the connection? Why you connect a specific age to start dating or to be in a sexual relationship? Because this is how your son or daughter will actually listen to you, because there will be like a reason to that. But this is a value question, and it's really about what you believe is the best for you and your son or daughter. So we might have different answers from different people, and that's okay. So that was quickly about this specific question. But I really, my intention is to dive into more about specific sexual topics in next week. But before next week, I want to do with you another fun activity, and I want to take us back in time to when we were teenagers. And I want you actually to, if you can, grab a pen and paper, because I will ask you to do some writing, or maybe you can write on your computer or maybe on your phone. But I want you to, I'm going to give you a minute, and what I'm going to ask you to write doesn't need to be related to any sexual topic. And I want you to think about, or to capture, the messages that you received about keeping secrets when you were a teenager. So it might be an explicit message, such as, it's not okay for you to keep secrets from me. Maybe one of your parents told you that. Or it might be an implicit secret, message, such as that, your parents felt, like what your parents felt about keeping secrets from them, or how you felt about being honest with your parents. So, take a minute and think about your experience with keeping secrets as a teenager. So it's going to be quiet for 1 minute, and just, think about it and write if you can. And I'm going to drink more. All right. Now, I want you to think about 3 rules, either explicit or implicit, that you broke as a teenager. So things that you did, that you didn't want your parents to know, or 3 things that you did and you kept as a secret from your parents. So 3 rules. It doesn't need to be related to sexual topics or activity, but 3 things that you actually kept as a secret from your parents when you were a teenager. So not things that related to your son or daughter, but really to you. All right. So I'm going to give you another 40 seconds, and then for you to think about 3 rules that you broke when you were a teenager. I know I have a few. Ten more seconds to think about, okay. And perfect. So what I want to ask, and I know it might be a little awkward in this platform, but I think we can do it, is if anyone volunteer to share about what was it for them, about the messages they had in their household about secrets, and also about breaking the rules when they were teenagers. So if anyone is willing to share, either on the chat or unmute yourself and just share, that will be great, because we all had secrets and we all broke the rules. Hint, hint.
So I think I kept a lot of secrets from my parents. I don't know if they gave me like the messages that if I'll talk about it, it will be wrong. But I guess somehow yes, because it was a secret. But I think they in that time, what were important to them is that I'll study more, and do best in my studies. And I was all about having fun, dating older guys than me. So I had a lot of secrets about that, and also going out. I was like, okay, I'm going to study at a friend's house, and it went out, to just being in a party. I wish my kids won't keep those things from me, but I honestly don't know how to do it, because I do want to give them the same message my parents gave me, but in a way that they'll feel comfortable telling me what they're doing.
What did you felt like? Why did you feel that you actually need to keep secrets from your parent?
I think I knew that they won't see it in a good light, and maybe I don't think they have punished me, but they were disappointed, and I didn't want to disappoint them.
Yes, I love that, right? Like many times we have this feeling like we don't want to disappoint our parents. We don't want to upset them. And it's like we're protecting them, like we're keeping secrets, so we will protect them. Yes, it's very normal, I want to say. Thank you for sharing that. Anyone else want to share about secrets and what was it for them about breaking the rules when they were teenagers? And again, you can just unmute yourself and talk. Or write in the comments and I'll read. Going once, going twice. All right. So I want to ask, for anyone who agrees with what I'm going to say, is drop 1 in the chat box. If you as now adult, if you still have secrets that you don't want your parents to know. So drop 1 in the chat box if you still have secrets you don't want your parents to know. Drop 1. Or are you completely honest with your parents and they know everything about you? So just drop the number 1 in the chat box. Right. I know I will put 1. Yes, great. And now drop the number 2 in the chat box. If you have plenty of secrets, you don't want anyone to know. So if that's true to you, drop the number 2 in the chat box, that you have plenty of secrets, or even like a few secrets you don't want anyone to know. Drop number 2. I know I will put 2 as well. So yes, and I saw the question. I'll relate to it later. But yes. So let's go back to the secrets, and and I think that it's important for us to understand that secrets are something that is very embedded, I want to say, in our life. And I even, I'll share with you that I grew up in a home that was full with secrets, actually. And in a way, I think I even got the message that it's okay to keep secrets from your parents. They don't need to know everything. And even like they don't want to know everything about me. And the only thing I needed to make sure that I'm safe. I'll share with you that my parents got divorced when I was 17. And when I was 21, I discovered that my dad is gay. And he kept that as a secret until I was 21. And if you think about it, it's like I grew up in a house that my dad's identity was a false identity. And that's like a huge secret. And, and I'm still holding that as, wow, like I can't believe that was my entire childhood was built on a secret. And that was like very powerful for me as the way I see secrets. But I'll share with you that many people are asking me, wow, like, Michal, are you like angry at your dad, or were you upset at him? That, like, what did you feel when you heard about that? And my answer is actually that at that specific moment, actually, what I said was, that actually makes sense. Like, it actually, some bricks in my puzzle suddenly made sense to me. And, but I was 21. And if I look at my childhood as a place of really like big secrets, I'm like, that's not how I want my children to be raised, but that's definitely me aware of how I was raised. And I want to ask you, when you think about the secrets and breaking the rules and the house you lived in terms of secrets, I want to ask you what's coming up for you. What are your thoughts in the context of keeping secrets, and also the fact that we all have twins and teens in our house? So if anyone is willing to share, either unmute yourself or put in the chat, what's coming up for you in this context of secrets and breaking the rules?
I guess everyone is keeping some secrets, and maybe there's a function for that in our life. So I think it's okay. But when I think about my kids, again, I really want them to feel comfortable about sharing, if not everything, then a lot. And knowing that I'm going to be, non-judgmental with them and accept them.
Right. Yes, thank you. Yeah, so I see also in the chat that says loneliness, to have no one I trust to talk to, right? So that's very like probably like a fear that we have, or like maybe we felt loneliness and we don't want our children to feel the same. And also I see here accountability. So I would love to share for you to like talk more about what you mean about accountability. Like, how does that look like for you, or like for when you think about your children? Because I think it's a great concept of accountability, but I would love to just understand it more in your perspective. So I think that, listening to what was shared and thinking about this activity, it's a lot about understanding that the need, even I want to say, of keeping secrets, it's very normal. And it's normal for us, and it's probably going to be normal for our children. And it doesn't matter really the world we're living in, right? So even if we say that the world that they're living in is different, this secret stuff and the fact that they're hiding things from their parents is actually a normal behavioral development. So if we understand that, then we can accept more their need to keep secrets from us, but also I don't want it to sound like, hey, like it's completely okay for your children to, do high risky stuff and like be with all these challenges, and like you should not just let them, and you should not be part of it. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that I want to invite you to think about what will be the right balance for you to allow your child to experience or to keep secrets from you. I want to say, because we probably will not be able to prevent them from not keeping secrets from us. Like, think about even yourself, you, even like as an adult, and you understand the meaning of secrets, and you don't want, to keep secrets from your children. You still keep secrets from your parents. So it's a normal thing to do and to have. And it's about the balance for us to know when to trust them and to send them the message that we trust them, and to actually, on the other hand, be aware of red flags that we see and be intuitive with our gut feeling. If we feel that something is not right, to have us then interfere and connect and communicate. So it's this adolescence years are really the time for us to start like learning and understanding the balance, and see, is it like only because I'm worried and I'm concerned that I'm getting too much into their, oh, you have to tell me everything, which might actually get them to like more boundaries from us and actually not sure. Or really, like, we are intuitive with our gut feelings and we see that there are things that are not good for them, and then we can start talking with them about it. I'm going to pause for a second just to read the comment in the chat, and then I'll get back with a short story about that. So the question is, since I have my own secrets, how do I implement it with my children when I still have my own secrets? I guess I want to strive to lead them in the right direction so they don't have so many secrets in adulthood. Right. So I think that this is exactly when we need to first be okay with the fact that they are going to have secrets from us, right? Like, think about it. Like, I share with you, like me, right? I'm doing sex education. My boys know that they can talk with me about everything related to sex, right? I can hear everything. I can take everything. But if I will tell you that I'm sure they're not going to keep secrets from me about the relationship, then I'm not telling you the truth. Because I'm sure that in many things, I'll be the last person they would want to talk to about any of their sexual things, because they will probably think, oh, she's going to give me a lecture about it. Oh, she's going to talk about it. I don't want to hear it. So I'm actually okay with knowing that they're probably going to keep secrets. But I'm also still going to check on them and still going to just be aware of what's happening in their life, so that if I do see red flags. So what I wanted to share with you is one of the moms that I worked with. She shared with me about her son, that he started to show anxiety symptoms that was unusual for him. He was more stressed. He was like not talking to her and try to really avoid any conversation with her, which was really not typical for their relationship. And she was like, keep asking him, are you okay? Are you okay? And he kept saying, yes, yes, yes. And then she really felt that this is wrong, like the situation is wrong. And she stepped and she said, you know what? I look at you and something is wrong. Something is not okay. And I need you to tell me what's going on. So she really like pressed that and shared that what she sees does tell her a different story. And then actually the child burst into tears, and we're talking about a child who is 17, and actually said, I'm in a relationship with a girl and she is depressed and I don't know what to do, and I'm concerned about her and I'm very worried and I don't know how to help her and I love her. So like he started sharing with her all his feelings, and then she was able to help him. But it's really about, he kept it from her. Probably, again, like he didn't want to disappoint his mom. He didn't want to worry her. But on the other hand, it was really about, she felt that, hey, something is wrong and I need to really understand what's going on. So it's exactly that balance that I want to offer you to start thinking about it and being aware of it. And then with whatever happens in your household, you will be able to make the decisions that you feel is the right decision in that moment. And I also want to share that I think that, many times, and especially when we talk about secret, many times we come to our children and we say, hey, I want you to know that you can always share with me everything and I can handle everything. So first of all, if you do say that, you need to make sure that you can handle everything. So no matter what they're saying, you can handle it. But I also want to add that it's not about, I like to tell it to my kids, it's not about me that no matter what you're going to say, I'm going to smile or going to be like, okay, let's figure it out. No, sometimes I actually tell them, you know what, you're probably going to share with me things that will make me angry. And you're probably going to share with me things that I'll be upset or disappointed. But I want you to know that no matter what, I love you and I'm here to help you and to support you. Even no matter what my feelings are going to be, I am here to help you. And I don't want my feelings to be what will prevent you from coming and ask for help or to share with me things. And I even tell them, you're going to mess up and you're going to do stupid things and you're going to keep secrets from me. But when needed, I want you to know that you can always come to me. So I really I make the conversation in a way messy, and I give space for the messiness so that they will know that I'm aware. I'm aware that it's not going to be all roses and unicorns, so that when it happens, and I really hope it's not, but I don't know, they can really come and talk to me. So I'm going to pause for a second and ask if there are any questions. And then we're going to end because it's really almost time. So first, I want to say thank you for everyone who participate and listen and be here, because I really respect the fact that you took a step and scheduled 1 hour to be here with me. And I really want to end with asking everyone that is here to write in the chat, but don't click enter. Just write for a second. Just write like one thing that, one word that reflect what you're taking from our experience today. So just one word, don't press enter, just write it. We're all gonna do it together. So just write one word that you're taking from the experience today. So write it down. And now everyone press enter. So let's see, how was this experience for you? And I'm telling you, I know that this platform might be new, so just, roll with me on this. But I would love to hear what is one word that you're taking from the experience today? Quiet. I'll wait for 3 more seconds if anyone wants to add anything. Yes, I love that. Openness to your children, your experience. Yes, that's great. Thank you. Right, so as you, non-judgment. Perfect, I love that. Yes, so as you write, and that's the end of this week workshop. So first of all, next week, we're gonna do the second session that's gonna build on this session. And if anyone wants to reach out and have something specific they wanna, talk to me about, then I'm available. There are the free 15-minute consultation on the ParentGood platform. And also, if you wish to schedule a special session with me, more than welcome to support you in your journey. Again, also on the ParentGood platform. It was a pleasure to be with you all tonight, and I really, really appreciate that. And I can't wait for next week. Bye-bye. Thank you all. Bye. Bye-bye.